Good morning, everybody. I'd like to start to tell you a little bit more about the National Club Association and really the function of the NCA. First of all, legislative and regulatory activities. The National Club Association is the primary advocate for private clubs on Capitol Hill. It also ensures that the voice of clubs is heard when decisions affecting the industry are upon us. The Club Managers Association, the Pro Golfers Association, and the Ground Superintendents Association, those associations allow us to do a better job of what we do with clubs. The National Club Association makes sure that we have a club there to practice those. As far as in industry, as far as expertise, the National Club Association provides guidance to help clubs to address a wide array of issues they face, and is the leading resource for club leaders to stay current on industry issues. When I was asked to do this and give you an update on Washington, that's a hard sell right now. And try to keep this a positive program, I can tell you that's just not going to happen this morning. With the gridlock of what's happening at Washington, it's a struggle right now. The challenges for businesses. I can tell you it's my feeling, and I think it's the way that this thing is going to come down is, first of all, there's going to be higher taxes. And that's going to be coming our way for that. There's going to be increased funding for the government. And there's going to be more taxes levied on businesses. I think the only determination that really still out there is where do the percents fall? What degree are the taxes going to increase, and how much is going to be funded for more government? I think that's really the only issue out there for right now. We certainly can't stay the way it is, and we certainly can't go to a default for that. But there is gridlock in Washington right now, both in the House and Senate. And I just feel like to give you my experience. I've been up in the Hill 3 times. In those 3 times, I've been able to get into senior senators and senior congressmen's offices, and some freshmen freshman congressmen and senators. In those meetings, I can tell you there's some takeaways. First, they're the first ones to tell you that they are absolutely broken. That they're broken and they just don't know how to fix it. I can tell you they're passionate. There's some smart people there, and both sides of the aisle, they're working to try to correct it. But I think they have the wrong, and you're going to hear this word today, I think they have the wrong strategy. The strategy right now is party lines. No ifs, ands, or buts, it's party lines. And it's not really for the good of the country. And my recommendation, my determination is that's what should come first, is what's right for the country. And that is not their strategy at this point for it. And I'd like to give you a story, because I think one of the things I want to stress today is that this industry has to be relevant nationally. We do a great job locally. All these clubs in these rooms are entrenched locally with your town politics. You're considered an asset locally. We need you to do a much better job nationally. In most respects, we're not the target, but we are a casualty of these legislations for there. So the story I want to tell you is we finally got into a very senior congressman's office, one of the decision makers. I won't use names here for it. And it was tough to get on his calendar, and we had 10 minutes. And we walked into his office, and of course his waiting room was already full of people waiting for him, and every 10 minutes somebody would go in, and every 10 minutes somebody would be going out for it. So it was our turn to go in, and our lobbyist introduced us as the National Club Association. I happen to know this particular congressman was a golfer. So I quickly, in the conversation, let him know I was from Baltusrol Golf Club. And his head popped up and he said, "Boy, that's a really nice course." And I said, "I know, I'm the general manager of Baltusrol." And the conversation changed. And we were able to talk about golf. We spread in some politics and some of the issues. He opened up a little bit about some of the things he's facing. We were in there for 35 minutes. And why I stress that is we have a brand. We have something that's recognizable. And we need to get into the decision makers more, and again, they can relate to it. When we opened the door, his waiting room was full of people because we threw them off schedule. I'm not sure we changed anything in that meeting, but there was a connection. And part of the National Golf Association, why I'm on that, is I run Baltusrol, and it's a nationally known name. And some of my peers that are on the board run LA Country Club, the Country Club, and there's some gentlemen that have been on the association before. We feel it's our responsibility, our duty, to be in these situations to help legislation. Again, I don't think we're the target, but we are a casualty in some of the things that are going on right now. If you look at the current balance of Congress, House of Representatives, 232 Republicans, 200 Democrats, Senate, 54 Democrats, 46 Republicans. And everything in today's world about government right now is how many Democrats, how many Republicans for that. The shutdown could change the House in the 2014 elections with what's going on there right now. And also President Obama won 17 House districts that are currently Republican spots. So I think that is a concern going forward. Some of the topics that truly face the private club industry is obviously the tax increase in Obamacare and the American Taxpayer Relief Act. This will reduce disposable income, and our industry is a luxury. So I can absolutely assure you that when disposable income comes less, it will affect private clubs. I think the challenge for clubs is you have to make your club of value, something more than discretionary. And that needs to be part of your strategy. And you don't need to be a Baltusrol to do that or a congressional. You need to do that at every level that you can at your club for that. Obamacare, and the gentleman to the left of me are going to talk in much more detail about that. Although the mandate was delayed to 2015, there's things going on right now. We are on the clock with national health care. And I think that's something that every club in this room needs to recognize, that payroll reporting qualifications for who qualifies for insurance is happening now. And you will not have much say in that in 2015 if the qualifications you've already mandated in 2014 come true. So I think something that you need to get a hold of is national health care. The two recommendations that I would give you in this presentation is, first of all, you need to have a plan. You need to know what this is all about and have a plan, and you absolutely need to get professional advice. People that have spent much more time on this, get them engaged, put them on retainer, so you can get ahead of this. I can tell if you don't do that, it's going to cost you much more money in the long run. The newly reconstructed National Labor Board is a functional board, not right now because of the shutdown, but it will be. That is something that has helped private clubs right now because they have not been able to pass anything. But I can tell you this president goes through regulation. He does not go through legislation, he goes through regulation. And the president of this country has a tremendous amount of power through regulation. And the National Labor Board is staffed to be pro-union. So that is something that, things that will be coming our way again is the poster rule that was defeated. And for you to, gentlemen and ladies in the room that don't know that, that's a poster that goes into all the common areas of employees, telling you basically if you don't like management, if you don't like what's going on with your club, here's an easy step way to become unionized. And that poster goes in, they want it to go into every common area of every workplace in the country. The other thing is visa restrictions. A lot of our clubs use visa programs, and that helps us with our staffing. And the government, through the Labor Board, wanted to make that such a high price program that it would actually price itself out. And we're able to stop that right now. But both those concerns are something that may come our way again now that that board and agency will be functional for it. Recent accomplishments, again, part of our association helped delay the National Healthcare Mandate. There's a great white website on the National Club Association that helps you understand healthcare and what's going on with that. Again, delaying the H-2B visa wage rule for it, and also helping stop the poster rule with the National Labor Board. Some upcoming events that, again, I think would be very helpful. We have a regional conference in St. Louis and one in North Jersey. I recommend this group highly to go to the one in North Jersey. And just some further information on the National Club Association. Again, I think that one of the things that we'd like is just more backing of clubs for that. We can get a lot done. Again, we do a great job locally. I think we need to just do a better job nationally for that, and make sure our message is heard at Washington. So that's my presentation. I thank you for this morning. And I'd like to give this back to the Vice President of the MGA, Steve Boyd, who's a member of Baltusrol and actually was the one that hired me 10 years ago, and they haven't kicked him out, although there's been times when they wish they had kicked him out. So thank you very much this morning.